A Brooklyn bishop was robbed at gunpoint in the middle of his Sunday sermon today, and it was all caught on camera. The service was being live streamed this morning when he says 3 to 4 men walked in with guns. He spoke at length with CBS 2's Lisa Rosner about why he believes he was targeted and his message for the suspects.
5 to 10 minutes into preaching Sunday morning on Remsen Avenue in Canarsie, Bishop Lamor Whitehead saw the door in the back of the room kick open.
How many of you have lost your faith because you saw somebody else die what you about to go through? Yo, all right.
I seen 3 to 4 men come in. I said, all right. It's pretty much stating that I'm not going to do anything, right? Because I know y'all coming for me. Y'all coming straight to me. I don't want my parishioners hurt, right? I got women and children there. As I got down, one went to my wife and took all her jewelry and had the gun in front of my 8-month-old baby's face. Took off my bishop's ring, my wedding band, and took off my bishop's chain, and then I had chains underneath my robe. He started tapping my neck to see if anything else. So that means they knew. They watched and they knew that I have other jewelry.
The church's live stream shows the gun being held on the pastor.
They had the guns on my deacons that was at the door.
Whitehead says what you don't see on camera are around 100 congregants who were in the room. Men, women, and children dropped to the floor in silence.
My church is traumatized. The women and children are still crying. Still crying. Babies are still crying.
Police say the men took off in a white Mercedes. Whitehead says cops have a license plate and witnesses saw the men change clothes outside.
These men, they need to turn themselves in. I forgive you, and I'm praying for you. You know, and I hope that God deliver you from the mindset of who you are at this time.
Whitehead believes his family was targeted because of the publicity he received when he helped turn in the suspect wanted in the fatal subway shooting of 48-year-old Daniel Enriquez in May.
I turned them in, but the media called me the bling bling bishop. They had my Rolls Royce car all over everywhere, and I feel that played the part in this. I think all pastors should be able to get permits for pistols.
The NYPD is investigating, and Whitehead says the mayor and top police brass have called him, pledging support to find the suspects. Fortunately, no one was hurt. In Canarsie, Brooklyn, Lisa Rosner, CBS 2 News.
In a statement, a spokesperson for Mayor Adams said, quote, no one in this city should be the victim of an armed robbery, let alone our faith leaders and congregants worshiping in a house of God. The NYPD is investigating this crime and will work tirelessly to bring the criminals involved to justice.
All right.
First, you know, I thank God for covering. I thank God for covering. I thank God for what has happened to other churches didn't happen to my church. You know, all across the world, we're hearing how people are coming in the churches, shooting up the churches, and they're coming up to the churches, shooting up the churches, and killing people on a rampage. You have to lead your sheep, and you have to protect your sheep. And when I seen the armed men come in, you know, it was specifically for me. And of course my wife. And when I seen them come into the sanctuary with their guns, I told everybody, get out. Everybody just get out, right? Everybody get out. I didn't know if they wanted to shoot the church up or if they were just coming for a robbery. And they were all black men and they had masks, but I can see their face. And they came in and they took all of my wife's jewelry and took all of my jewelry. And then they left. However, these young men didn't know that cameras were on, and we know what car you was driving. They was driving in a white Mercedes CLA Benz. We know what car you're driving in, And we also know that you switched your clothes in the car, because I ran after them. When they turned the guns and went down, I ran after them. When I seen them across the street going to get in the car, I didn't have my car keys. So I told them to get my car keys, and I drove to run after them. Lo and behold, to me, I had drove by them, but we know that they changed clothes and they took the masks off. So I'm gonna be straight with you guys, right? Everybody that know me from the streets, y'all know who I am. And if you have any information, inbox me, because I'd rather them turn themselves in, right? Because all of the material things, and it was hundreds of thousands of dollars in jewelry that was taken from me. And I say hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they knew it because they've been watching. And we know more than y'all think we know already. But those are all material things. And I know that, I seen a blogger posted, the bishop that wears a lot of diamonds was robbed. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, why are you so flashy? It's not about me being flashy. It's about me purchasing what I want to purchase. And it's my prerogative to purchase what I want to purchase. If I worked hard for it, I can purchase what I want to purchase. And, it hurts me because my church is hurt. The women and children that was in my church, my daughter, she's traumatized right now. She still is not even talking because of that experience. They had the gun in my 8-month-old face. The women of my ministry, my wife, everybody's traumatized, right? Me, I grew up in these streets. I understand the streets. I understand the rules of the street. They, took my watch, took my jewelry, took my bishop's ring, took my wedding band. They took my bishop's cross. And then I had my other chains underneath my shirt. And he tapped my back to see, because he knew, because I know they were sent. And he ripped my collar off just to get to my jewelry. To run inside of a church where all we doing is praising the Lord, right? You can't say I'm gangster this, gangster that. I'm in the church. I'm preaching, right? If this would have happened on another setting, then, it's still wrong, but it is what it is. But to come into a church and to traumatize young women and children, the children are still crying. The children are still crying, right? The women are still crying, right? My wife is crying. You did this to the church where I'm sure your grandmother praised God and praised Jesus. The church where I'm sure that you've been to funerals for your loved ones, because in order to live a life like that, I'm sure you have friends. I'm sure you have friends that have died to gun violence. Y'all brought guns in the church to do harm and to take something from a man of God and a woman of God. And